The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Get a dose. He talks about wrestling and everything, so when it comes to TV, he is the king of all media. He knows how to burn of all media. Forget how it's stern to say it like this, oh, he's the man this, and now you get a dose of Landis.
Thank you, man.
What's up in San Antonio? You're watching a dose of Landis.
You just got your dose here today at Throwback. Fort Wayne Wizards, baby. Thank you very much.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
You too, man. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to A Dose of Landis, Season 1, Show 39. I can't believe we're halfway through the season. The season is almost over with. Now, the next show after this will be the season finale. In the season finale, I'm going to give you a little glimpse of what's going to happen. I'm going to go back to my hometown of New Haven, go to Woodburn, tell everybody where I came from, how I first started, you know, just give a little retro, a little bit of where Jeff Landis came from and what I am and what I've done. But right now, this is probably one of the best shows I've done, you know, through the season of Dose Landis. I mean, all the shows I've done has been a hit so far this season. But this is the Celebrity Edition. Well, Jeff, why are you doing a Celebrity Edition? Well, you know, the thing is, it's crazy on how the Celebrity Edition started to happen because, again, I've been doing TV since I was 14 years old. Started singing Boys, you know, people listen to my career, but I was not expecting I'd be interviewing celebrities within a year. I mean, it's not only from music, professional wrestling, and just these TV shows, these national TV shows. I never thought it would happen. But before I get to the Celebrity Edition, before I get to that, you know, you guys always hear me talking about how I think I should win an award and stuff like that. My award awards with a magazine, back in the day, they had the Whammies and stuff like that. But, you know, Terry Hakes, for Unsigned Artist, he had did decide to do a radio. He does a radio show here at Welt Radio. He decided to do an awards ceremony show for, you know, talent, people that's come on a radio show as guests, and, you know, he's got more stuff like collabs, you know, duets and stuff like that coming on. But, you know, I was voted the most memorable guest, and it means a lot to me right here. If you can see it right here, it was I won this award for Unsigned Talent. If you could zoom in on this right here. I'm very excited and very happy that I won an award. It meant a lot to me. Granted, yeah, it's from a radio station, but the point is it means a lot to me. I've accomplished a lot, you know, right here. If you can see it, I've accomplished a lot for what I've done throughout this year. Like I said, yeah, this was last year that, you know, I was a guest, but again, 2017 has been one heck of a year for me. So again, you know, I'm thankful for everybody that's voted for me. Thankful for Terry for having me on a show. So. I just was like, I did it! Susan Lucci, I did it! But, I don't want to brag, but, you know, I'm happy, excited about that. But, like I said, this is a Celebrity Edition where things you never thought would happen. Again, I forgot my watch, but it's okay. But I want to talk about, first and foremost, like I said, the Celebrity Edition. I never thought I'd be interviewing these big names. But the first thing I want to show everybody is me interviewing some big names. Like I said before, these interviews that I have with some of these people are not planned, because again, you know, I was invited to go to these music festival shows and invited to go do this and cover these events. And these interviews I do with these big names are not planned. I just go ask them, take the initiative, show respect, like, hi, my name is Jeff Landis, I do this show. But right now I want to talk about my first musical guest that I've had on my show. I mean, not just showing clips of just them, but I've had Aaron Carter, Nappy Roots, Soil, Saving Abel, and some country artists too as well. But I'd like to thank the Fort Wayne Music Festival for letting me do this. So if you can, roll the clips of my interview with Aaron Carter, Nappy Roots. And again, like I said, Saving Abel and Soil was not on my show. I mean, they were on a show, got clips of them on camera, but I didn't get no interviews, but still, they were still on a show. And I got Saving Abel singing. So ladies and gentlemen, roll the footage of me interviewing Aaron Carter, Nappy Roots, and having Saving Abel and then other people on the show for the music part. So if you can, roll that footage. Welcome to A Dose of Landis Season 1, show 34. I do so many shows. I just got done editing.
Same.
I just got done editing 5 shows today.
You did?
5 shows, so that's why I had to hurry up and come here. But anyways, tonight, you know how I said my guest list keeps getting bigger, bigger names? We have Aaron Carter. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. So you're here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Is this your first time?
Yeah, I don't think it's my first time. I'm pretty sure I've been here before, but it's been a while. Definitely a while. I mean, I've done a lot of touring around all of the states and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. Everyone's really loving, nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I've seen you been all around the city too.
Oh yeah.
So how do you feel about Fort Wayne? I mean, you know.
Beautiful, beautiful weather. Everyone's cool. I mean, I'm excited. It's a big stage, so you know, I look forward to seeing the energy of the crowd.
So what can we see here tonight from Aaron Carter?
You can get a little bit of everything, man. You get my new EP that's out right now on iTunes, everywhere. It's doing amazing. We just hit over 50 million spins in less than 3 months on Spotify, and that's not including all the ads that it gets. It's been holding its spot in top 50 radio for about 5 weeks now. So, and it's kind of been going up and down, but it hasn't crossed the top 50 mark. So it's been holding in the top 50 mark for a while, which is really awesome. I love to see that on radio. I'm so thankful and grateful to all the radio that's been, you know, believing in this record and giving me a chance to show what I can do today.
Now, is it that you want to say to anybody here at Fort Wayne that's come to see you for the very first time?
Fort Wayne, you know what? Enjoy the throwbacks. We got lots of throwbacks that I do. So, and then I also, you know, I'm introducing my new music to some of you who may not have heard it. But if you haven't, go to iTunes, go check it out. Sooner or Later is my single out right now, and there's an EP out right now called Love of mine that I wrote, produced on, and I'm excited about it. So check it out.
Well, this has been Jeff Landis, Aaron Carter. You want to say on TV real quick, you're watching A Dose of Landis?
What is it?
A Dose of Landis?
A dose of?
A Dose of Landis.
A Dose of Landis.
Yeah.
What's up, it's Aaron Carter. You're watching A Dose of Landis.
You just got your dose here today at Throwback. Fort Wayne Wizards, baby. Thank you very much.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
You too, man. I appreciate it.
How you doing? Here with Nappy Roots. How you doing?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good. So how are you liking Fort Wayne so far?
This is our second time coming here as Nappy Roots. And it's cool. So far, good, man. We hung out with Aaron Carter, and it's just kicking it. We like the whole setup, so hopefully tonight be a great celebration.
Okay, so what can we expect from you guys tonight?
Well, we got a new album called Another 40 Acres that's available on our streaming sites right now. We're going to incorporate new music, like music we just put out April 14th. So, you know, this will be like the second time performing some of these songs since we was in Indianapolis last night. Okay. But you're going to get high energy from Nappy Roots. That's what you get every show.
Okay, if you guys don't know who Nappy Roots are, look them up, buy their albums. They're awesome.
NappyRoots.com.
Yeah. It's easy to find us, man. NappyRoots.com. We got everything there. You can find our YouTube page there. You can find our SoundCloud, where we do a new podcast called Nappy Hour. You can find our merchandise where you find these new bad boys. And you find our tour dates to see when we come to a city near you.
All right, well, thanks for your time.
Thank you, man. Fort Wayne, we're going to rock out tonight. Another 40 acres in stores right now.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Like I said, having Stephen Abel and Aaron Carter and them on is very interesting. They're very respectful, treat me like family. I appreciate that very much. But the next guest that, again, like I said, some of this stuff is, you never know who come on the show. Well, me and Wesley were down covering Three Rivers Festival for a Wesley show. And then come to find out there's a camera crew from the food channel, not Food Network, Food Channel. And they have a guy named Noah Cappe. And he does stuff from Carnival Eats. So again, like I said, we're down there for Wesley's show just to get an interview, just cover interviews of the Three Rivers Festival, which I used to do every year, if you guys remember watching the shows back in the day. But come to find out they had Carnival Eats here filming a TV show. Yes, they filmed a TV show at Three Rivers Festival. So if you want to watch the interview with me and Noah Cappe, roll that footage.
Elephant here with a funnel cake on it, with deep fried cookies and a cream-filled pastry cake.
Stay back a little bit.
All
Shooting,
stuffed
okay?
in.
Thank you.
What? Raspberry or?
It's a cherry.
Cherry.
Okay.
Elephant ear funnel cake, deep fried Twinkie, deep fried cookies, powdered sugar, chocolate, cherries on a stick.
Yep. And you're going to point your toes to this cameraman.
Like that?
That's the one.
Okay.
Are we, I guess we're serving it on this
Everything elephant here.
this breakdance cardboard.
They recommend it.
You. Once we start, if you want me to hold it so that you can try to eat it. It's lighter.
Let's get one frame up and then we'll watch for the helicopter to go the other way. I got back up here for this. Frame, boys. Frame.
Official name.
It's the Everything Elephant here.
The Everything Elephant here. I mean, it's aptly named.
Yeah, the Everything Elephant.
So remember.
And action.
I mean, the Everything Elephant here truly. Is there anything on here that they've forgotten?
Yeah.
Looks good. All 194 ingredients are there. Why this today? Why did you go with this? Did you know it was going to be this big when you ordered it? You had no idea. What a sweet surprise. Do you have a game plan? How do you attack this? Help?
I think I'm going to start with the stores.
You're gonna dive right into some of those deep fried goodies. Well, let me try to help you. You've got deep fried cookies, deep fried Twinkie. You got deep fried cookies, you got deep fried cream-filled pastry into a funnel cake on an elevator. It's like she's done this a million times. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That is new.
Okay.
Brilliant. Start with the cream-filled cookie. A classic Carnival treat. Okay. What? What's surprising? Should not be surprised. I mean, although at this point anything can happen. Hey, let's put that down. Let's try something else. I mean, I was,
It's Carnival Eats. It's a show that broadcasts.
oh, system. This is a horrible idea for me. I just pretty much have to stand here and watch you eat this thing. It's the worst day of my life. I mean, like, that looks even better than the first one. Did you get to the inside trays? Let's quickly talk about it. To me, this is what the Carnival will be. This is what today's all about. Would you do this again? If you could actually finish it. would you do it again? I mean, do you want me to help? Good, because I already started. Well,
Honey, can you just get a little bit? I just don't want you to be on TV with chocolate. You're back.
grab one more piece and let's finish this off. It is the everything elephant ear. Cheers.
That was amazing. I mean, it's such a ridiculous Now, guess what? It's yours. There's another one. Oh, there is another one.
Welcome to
Five,
West.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Westlake TV. Coach, you know me, I have my own show called A Dose of Landis just as well. You know, it's kind of crazy lately. The year of 2017, I've been interviewing a lot of big names. I had Aaron Carter on my show.
Yeah.
Nappy Roots on my show. Now I get to interview you.
I am the biggest name in the sense of I'm 6'3", so I'm clearly the biggest.
Yeah, you're very, very tall. So you're here in Fort Wayne for your TV show that's shot on Food Network? Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah. So the show's called Carnival Eats. We're filming our 5th season here at the Three River Festival. And basically, I get to travel across America trying to find the craziest, most amazing, most delicious carnival foods. Sometimes I have to also ride rides and play games. So it's not all fun.
So you don't have to sample the food while you're riding the ride, right?
For some reason, we always seem to film me eating, and then it's like, why don't you go on this spinning ride after eating this giant taco?
Oh.
It's
A human walking taco afterwards.
oh, that's it, man. But yeah, you know what? I think I was born to do this job. I've over 400 foods, and I've never had a bad stomach. So I'm blessed.
So what made you choose their festival here in Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Well, you know, over the other seasons, we filmed in Indiana a few times, and it's always been an amazing place for us. The people, the food, it's always been great. And a lot of the vendors have mentioned that they work this event. So I think it was on our radar for a few years, but it's nice to finally be here. And this is our first day of 2 days of filming, and it's awesome.
So how long are you guys here for then?
We're going to do 2 days here, full days, and we're just winding up our first day. And it was an awesome one, man. Lots of good food, lots of great people. You guys are going to like this episode.
So what's your thoughts of, you know, here at Three River Festival? I mean, did you cover all kinds of festivals in Seattle?
Yeah.
Which is all the Three Rivers. I mean,
Yeah.
this is your first time here.
It is. You know, I'm always like a fan of the fairs that are a little bit smaller and a little bit more kind of community driven. The state fairs are a ton of fun to have those big, crazy spectacles. But the events like this that have been running since 1969, that have a history, and everybody here, it's like tradition, these are always fun ones. Plus, again, Indiana, good people, good food, no complaints, man.
Now, speaking of your TV show, when is it on TV and what exactly network are you on?
Well, it's on Cooking Channel in the U.S., and this is season 5, which is going to be premiering actually in the fall. So not that long, man. We've got a little season coming up this fall, and then some new episodes again in the new year. So lots of crazy food and lots of me screaming at you in your living room for the next few months.
So do you have a Facebook to get a hold of you for this?
I'm on social media, absolutely. It's at Noah Cappe, N-O-A-H, like who built the ark. Me, I built it. Not a lot of people know that.
The food arc, right?
Because I
The food arc is what you do.
At Noah Cappe, N-O-A-H, last name is C-A-P-P-E.
All right, well, thanks for the interview, and stay tuned for some more interviews here on Three Rivers Festival.
There it is. Awesome, man. Thanks, brother.
What's up, everybody? I'm back again. Now, you know, first and foremost, you know, in reality, I would honestly say that this stuff wouldn't happen with these big names, from professional wrestling to music and through everything else. But the most guests that I had on my show, out of celebrity-wise, this guy's accomplished a lot of stuff. I became good friends with this guy. He calls me to help him out with, you know, promotion on TV, and then we talked to each other. And one time we were at his training school in Michigan, and he's like, Jeff, you know, I consider you one of my good friends. And he took me and Scott to. This guy has accomplished a lot, and through MMA, through professional wrestling, just in general, through everything he's done. He's very knowledgeable and very, very good at what he does with everything. Great marketing. Just a down-to-earth, great guy. But I owe a lot to my career to this guy right here, because he's done a lot of stuff for me. He's talked positive about me, always pushed to promote my name during his Facebook Lives or during events. I like to show the biggest name. I mean, he's a big name no matter what, but the guy that's been on my show the most with a big name. Ladies and gentlemen, through this, you're going to see him at Danger Zone MMA. We're going to see him here in the studio. He came all the way from Coldwater, Michigan, to do an interview. And also, he's been in a couple professional wrestling matches. Actually, got to referee one of his professional wrestling matches. But so you see that here at the studio, MMA, had a school called, sorry, I'm so hyped about what's going on, but, you know, he does wrestling school just as well. But, yeah, my next guest I want to introduce, has made a lot more appearances on A Dose of Landis, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Dan the Beast Severn. Here's some clips of him on these appearances on A Dose of Landis. Welcome to A Dose of Landis. I somehow always run into Dan. I don't know how it happens. It's
in the back alley we have no less here right now.
I didn't do anything right, so he's going to stretch me out. So tell us about POG and the caravan idea that you want to do. Tell
Well, basically, no, it's kind of like we've got A Dose of Landis, we got Jeff Landis that's coming up for the Fort Wayne area. To me, it's like use the Facebook, find other fans in Fort Wayne that want to do a caravan together, carpool, so that 2, 3, 4 people can get into one vehicle, follow each other on up, and make it a day out. Come up here up to Coldwater, Michigan, watch a POG show, Price of Glory professional wrestling show. It's a very fan-friendly, a very family-friendly type of show. And then afterwards, the athletes, they're going over to this JT's, and it's a combination of a sports bar to where, you know, if adults want to have some libations, they can do that. But then kids can go there and eat pizza, things of that nature. You know, so it's a great combination of going to, you know, dinner and a show. But even at the POG show, you got Charlie's Barbecue. I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to taste any of that, but it was phenomenal. We've got Jimmy John's, you know, that support the program here. They give us a couple of trays of sandwiches. So I love Jimmy John's, UPS. They do all of our flyers and posters up there for us. So we got some great people working with us. We're just trying to make POG bigger and better with each additional show. May 27th is the next show.
Nice.
And we're looking at the franchise. Shane Douglas coming on in for something like this. So
we will be back here. What do you think about refereeing today? How did I do for been a while?
For not being out in the ring there, you did all right there. You got moved. You didn't get knocked down in the process. You did just good there, Jeff.
And I appreciate it. But I got some of my other, you know, I've always interviewed you. I can interview you anytime. But I got my other coworkers that want to interview you a little bit. So
So what do we have there?
Scott, sir.
So we got Scott here right now. All right.
Now, first of all, I wanted to thank you for the opportunity for us to come down, check out your show. It was a
Did you enjoy the show? Is this your first time watching the POG show?
Yes, sir. It's a hell of a good time.
Good.
Really appreciate it. My question to you is something I've been itching to ask you since I first met you and when I saw you at the War Show. Cheap plug. You are a former 2-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Now I know.
Yes, I am.
Now I know there's a story behind that, and you've been talking about it recently on Facebook. You want to tell the viewers what you plan?
Well, I mean, it's I'm a 2-time NWA champion, but at the same token, I have never lost the belt the second time. I did lose the first time, and the belt had to come off me, but I never lost a match for the second time. You know, that's when TNA was first coming out. And their pay-per-view, they were doing Wednesday night pay-per-views.
I remember those.
And their first outing was bombing, and their numbers weren't doing good. So I thought they better do a heavyweight title defense. And I used to always post my schedule, and I go, guys, I'm booked. I can't go to this day. They're like, we need you there. So I go, I'm booked. I give my word to go to another. Well, then we're going to strip you of it. I'm thinking, what? If that's the kind of I was the guy that the NWA was down to 3 promoters left in the world. It was almost extinct. I think I'm the 4th overall longest reigning NWA champion.
You are.
And simply to be stripped of the belt. So I tell people, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still the reigning champion because I never lost a match. I couldn't oblige people that were almost blackmailing me in the process.
So what's your plan? You want to defend the NWA World Heavyweight Championship?
To me, I should be still the NWA champion.
You got the belt.
Well, no, the belt I have right now was actually a belt that was given to me by Lou Thez. As much as what Ric Flair has claimed to be the man, Lou Thez was the man. He actually held the NWA belt for a solid decade. And basically the belt that I have is actually a special gift from the NWA for all they did, because, as I said, when I first took over the reign, only 3 promoters existed in the world. And when time I was done, there were so many inside the United States and worldwide. And then to treat me like that at the end, it's left a bad taste. But then there's new board members, new presidents, and you know, what can I say there?
Now, did your second reign start in 1992?
I couldn't even tell you.
You couldn't
Like I
tell?
said, no,
Because I saw the video you posted when you won the NWA title in like April of 92, I believe it was.
I just know that one of the biggest plugs, but also had the MMA, but known as the No Holds Barred era, were really up in arms, because I had the NWA belt carried out to the Ultimate Fighting Championships, UFC number 5. Because actually, I always tell people, the very first belt I ever won in my life was the NWA belt. My second belt was UFC number 5, and they were up in arms. They being the UFC was up in arms that this professionals, because they did not want to be associated with professionals, because they wanted to be people who says, we are the real deal. I go, guys, you guys just don't understand what the NWA belt true history is. A lot of the great champions that have held this belt. I said, rest assured, this is not going to be a professional. That when I step in that cage, you're going to see not a professional wrestler, you're going to see an animal.
I would like to thank you again, sir, for all your time and the show.
Glad to have you.
And we're going to switch on to...
We have a trifecta coming up here.
Yes,
yes, we do.
Come on up. Who am I dealing with now?
Chris.
Chris. Okay,
I
Chris.
also want to say thank you for the opportunity to allow Jeff, Scott, and I to come here and...
But Jeff, you had your first experience of POG, so what did you think of it?
Oh, it was awesome. I loved it. It was pure awesome and kept me on my toes.
Good.
I just have one question for you.
Yeah.
Out of all the POG events, which event is your favorite?
Oh, I honestly, Chris, I could not even come up with a favorite. It's POG has been running for quite a few years. At one point in time, we were like the #1 independent professional wrestling company in the state of Michigan. And we closed down POG for a little over a 4-year period of time, because I was trying to finish up my MMA career. And it's kind of tough to serve multiple masters like that. And so, you know, when I basically looked like I finally retired from it, I had a couple of my top students that simply said, what do you think of? So I give credit to Dollar, I give credit to Noah, I give credit to Jack Driller. These are the key people that wanted to bring back POG. Even the name Price of Glory, I did not come up with that name. Way back, and I'll say, whatever, 10, 15 years, I don't know how long it's been around. I'd have to think about that for a while. That I said, I've been leading you guys all the time. I want you guys to come up with a name that you would be proud of. And they said that we've always heard you say that there's a price for everything, whether you have to pay for classes or whether you have to pay the athletics. It's of blood, sweat, and tears. And so they came up with, we want to call this organization Price of Glory. And I go, how better befitting? They go, very, very cool for me. So Price of Glory is here, and May 27th is our next show.
Can't wait.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. I'm going to hand you back here to Jeff.
Hello and welcome to A Dose of Landis, Season 1, the kickoff season, Show 11. You know, like I said, the first show started off with having Rob Van Dam on. Of course, you guys are familiar with Rob Van Dam. He was on the very first.
Former Michigander, too.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of weird, too, how this all comes into combination, because lately I've been interviewing people from Michigan, and you guys are from Michigan. But before I get to that, my co-host this evening is Mike. How's it going, Mike?
That's pretty good. I'm excited to be here, excited to be with you interviewing Dan Severn and Brent Myers, so really excited for this show.
Yeah, and my guest this evening, ladies and gentlemen, he was on the Jeff Landis show was it November or something like that, or October? Well, one of those days.
One of those months.
Dan Severn, how's it going?
Doing good there, Jeff. And Mike, good seeing you.
And along with Brett Myers. How's it going, man?
How you doing? Ballistic Brett Myers.
But speaking of that, let's talk about, like I said, you two have similar careers with each other. I mean, you're training in POG and training at the training camp as well. So let people know a little bit about you, Brent.
Originally I started professional wrestling back in 1997. I grew up in the professional wrestling business. My father was a licensed professional wrestling promoter in the tri-state area back in the 1980s into the early 90s.
Go right back to top it again. Stand there. Keep your chest. Now go. Just feel like you come right back. You get it? I want you to hit the book as flat as possible on all this. The forearm and this hip. That's a step in. You hit the legs. Does it hurt you? I don't want it. The whole theory here is you protect me, I protect you. Okay, yeah, you got a clothesline. Bend it. Bend it. Yeah, come in there. This way it's good. Hands will get here on my neck. There you go, down and push that. Again. You're crowding over, come across a little more. When I say crowding, you're moving in more and more. I feel more your body. Not just arms. You feel this stuff. But I barely come in, but you hear that now, then I feel. Just come up and understand how I'm saying it. There's one step right into it, so you're facing me. You come into come up closer. So come in there, see what's opposing. Remember, working like that. So all what you do is, as you stand there, I'll just step in and go. Okay, you got to get that? Get that. Fire a little more. Fire. Bend the arm. You bend it, but then when you come in, you just go straight. Okay, what we said for it is stand here. I'm trying to prevent you from cutting the chest. So if I step up to you, you're just I'm going to hit you with the okay, this is close. You can just look at that. All we do is go over here, step in. You ready? Dan Severn. Yeah, I'll help you out there.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you give me a little tour of this place and give people out there who want to come in and want to train with you?
Well, I'll say it's going to be doing a 360 right now, but let's just say, let's look at just this one room if you want to do kind of a pin around you. As you see, off to your left a little bit, you see Aaron over here. He's a young trainee, just in the beginning stages of his training career. He's working on doing back bumps. I'm a big believer in safety equipment. So he's doing this on a crash pad, but eventually he'll have to do that out on a mat just like this. And as he earns the privilege, if we can kind of spin all the way around, as he earns the privilege, he will eventually end up in an actual professional ring, just like the young man that's in there right now, Arthur. He's underneath the trainings there of Ballistic Brett Myers, who's kind of taking him in how to take turnbuckles in a safe fashion. People don't realize how easy it is to be hurt, and I use myself as that example because I've had a dual career. I've been a cage fighter, I've been a professional wrestler. Longer than all three careers, I've been an amateur wrestler. And I've been hurt far worse. Out of those three careers, I've been hurt far worse in the wacky world of professional wrestling than the other two. And the sheer fact that you're putting on this physical entertainment product, of giving take, of putting your body in somebody else's hands and hoping he knows what to do with your body. And if he doesn't, it's not him who gets hurt, you get hurt. So I'm a big believer in training for perfection here. I mean, you get out of it what you put into it. It says you view around here. These are some of the I'll just say, this is over the decades of some of the awards that I picked up on the way as an amateur wrestler, as being involved in judo. There's judo children up there, some old high school track and field type of things. But then these are some of the pieces of equipment that say wear and tear on workout partners. This wall-mounted spring-loaded machine is known as a takedown machine. This actually is a device that was designed for the sport of amateur wrestling. So this is something that you can practice all kinds of throws, but then I'm a very creative individual. So if I'm working on nature, I'll put on boxing gloves and I'll work on techniques to go into grappling, snap downs, lateral drops, and I'll say that this is one of my most reliable workout partners. This blue man over here, my throwing dummy here now, is another one of the most reliable workout partners. I will throw it, I will knee it, I will headlock it, repeat it over and over and over again. And I always say that my workout partners, they're always on time and they never complain. Matter of fact, when I'm exhausted, they're still like, is that it? Are you done? Sissy.
They don't have the trash talking factor.
Yeah, well, they don't, but I made it for it because sometimes I just, they're still there. You know, but I'll say that, again, this machine, I should recall, his name is Carl, because the gentleman that actually first designed this was a guy named Carl Adams, Boston University head wrestling coach. He designed this machine, so I want to pay tribute to Carl Adams. He designed this probably, I bet, close to, 40 or more years ago. He designed this. It's been redesigned as one of the older models, but from what I was told, they have only received a couple machines back, 2 of that fact, both from me, of which I tore the arm off of the machine.
Okay.
Practicing number, yeah, no practicing it tonight, Jeff.
Okay.
But it's, you can even see how this machine is listing a little bit to the left. I predominantly throw to my left more than I throw to my right. So you'll see when I step up in here, I'm doing too big I step in there. So that's why he tends to lift a little more to left than he does to the right. But, you know, the crash, as I think we talked about earlier, the crash pads, these are some of the tools of trade so that athletes can train safely and get more and more repetition. Because, like anything else, the more that you do something, the better you're going to get at something. Even what I do with these football tackle dummies. Most would look at it as tackle them if they knew what it was in the first place. Only if that's generally your thought. I'm a very creative individual. I use these things for so many different, a multitude of reasons. These are great tools to have. And, you know, I think if I could design a little bit better, I'd like it to be about another 1.5 foot higher. I wouldn't have heavy bags at all in my place. I just would like to have this tackle dummy, but about 1.5 higher with those same hands right there, just so I can move around, and be able to replicate more things than I ever could do with a actual heavy bag. But the heavy bag's good when nobody else is around because, once again, these require someone to actually hold it and move around, whereas if you have the heavy bag, you can do it on your own. And I spend probably more time working out by myself than I do with actual human beings. But once again, it's a price factor. Like anything else, how does one become successful? Well, it's easy. It's called, you have to learn this word called sacrifice. Taking time away from your family, your friends, from things you like to do, and do the things you don't necessarily want to do, but that's what make you. But that goes with anything else. You want to be successful in this world? Get your butt out of bed a little bit earlier. Stay up a little bit later. Don't be playing video games. Don't be watching the boob tube. So when I hear people whine to me, You know, like, what kind of cheese do you want with that wine?
Find camps like Dan's got going, has had going for years. He probably, in the beginning, was one of the first guys to recognize to do everything and then have a camp to do it. So you have to get in a camp that has former stars in it. I mean, that's the only way to do it. So because you got to train into everything, and these guys, obviously with experience, can help you get there quicker.
Very good. I see how you got your nickname, Indiana. Let's make some noise for Carrie Iron Bear Myers.
Hey, yeah, like I said, Dan and I become really good friends. I, talk to him on daily or whenever we get a chance to. He's a good class act. But now everybody knows, that's watched me through TV throughout the years, I've always came back to professional wrestling. And, with the thing with professional wrestling is my passion. I'm back to refereeing again. But again, the most big names I've interviewed this year has been nothing but professional wrestlers. I mean, I've had Tommy Dreamer on the show, Hornswoggle, a.k.a. Swoggle, Justin King, MMA fighter Stephen Bonner, Ricardo Rodriguez, Adam Rose, Abyss. But, there's a long list of big-name professional wrestlers I interviewed. But one thing that was a kickoff of the show was my very first episode of A Dose of Landis, where I interviewed none other than Rob Van Dam. He was my very first interview that I had of my very first A Dose of Landis episode was with Rob Van Dam. And I remember him saying that, something about, after episode 10, with him being on, him being him, laid back kind of cool guy. Again, it all started with him and Dan Severn, was getting these big name professional wrestlers on. But like I said, with this, again, Rob Van Dam was the very first guest on A Dose of Landis. But with this, you're going to see interviews for professional wrestlers, and you're going to see some matches. You're going to see Jerry the King Lawler on the show, wrestling against True Skills. The guy Ryback, if you guys remember Ryback with the Global Force Wrestling Congo Kong, which Congo Kong will be on A Dose of Landis next season. You'll see Shark Boy. I'll see Shane Douglas in a wrestling match. So again, like I said, professional wrestling is my calling, but again, a lot of big names for professional wrestling has been on A Dose of Landis. So not only are you going to see the interviews, but you're going to see the professional wrestling matches itself. So again, I just want to tell everybody, thank you that supported me throughout the years of my shows. A Dose of Landis has been one hell of a show this year. Again, the Celebrity Edition, that means a lot to me. So if you can, roll the footage of professional wrestlers that I interviewed. So if you can, roll that footage. It's on A Dose of Landis, like I said, a brand new show I'm doing with the one and only RVD. And like I said, yeah, you're on my first episode of A Dose of Landis. So if you want to.
First episode
of A Dose of Landis.
It's only downhill after you got the whole after show.
Right.
You know that.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh,
now.
okay.
But my question is, how different is comedy compared to professional wrestling? Because you've been in professional wrestling for numbers of years. What's the big difference? What made you decide to do comedy?
There's a huge difference. I mean, it's almost. It's comparable on very few things. I mean, the comedians and wrestlers travel, live out of hotels, they're entertaining a crowd. The similarities, just like with any performers or people in the entertainment business, but besides that, the agenda is quite different. Whereas your body is your bullet, as Sabu told me in wrestling, here it's all about the brain. So that's way different. No one comes up to me after a wrestling match and says, "Dude, you're funny. You're so smart. I didn't know." It's stimulating for the brain, and I enjoy that feedback and getting my creative juices flowing, and so that's a big difference. Plus, I mean, I'm not sweating, and I didn't knock anybody out tonight.
Right. Well, it's not. Yeah, you didn't plan on it. Because you never know. So how the. No, I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for it yet. So where can we see you? I mean, this is your first stop here in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. I mean, this is
Yep.
my hometown. So where can we see you at down the line with you know to future tour dates?
Where are we at tomorrow?
We're in Terre Haute tomorrow.
Terre Haute tomorrow.
Excuse me, at the Harmony.
We're going to Ohio and Maryland and Pennsylvania. We got to post it. Northampton, Pennsylvania is maybe where it ends.
We close in Pittsburgh.
Close in Pittsburgh.
We'll be in Baltimore as well.
And you used to PA, you know, to do the ECW and everything else.
Oh, dude, my dad was born in Pittsburgh and grew up there, so every summer I would go to Kennywood and visit my grandparents, and I'm very familiar with that. But from wrestling, I'm familiar with every state.
Oh,
'cause
oh
all
yeah,
the
of course,
traveling I
yeah.
do, yeah.
I guess they're
So
closing this down.
we're hitting a bunch of these clubs, doing driving in between. And,
Oh, I understand. Like I said, thanks for your time, man. I appreciate
okay,
it.
cool, man.
I had
Well,
Arvin.
dude, good luck with the show.
Oh, I said my first episode of Dos Landis right
And
here.
his best episode.
Oh yeah,
by
of
the
course.
way.
I've got the whole fucking show. You can.
And I bet in 10 episodes you'll still be able to say it was the best episode. I'm just saying, I mean, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I understand. Like I said, man, good meeting
Cool,
with you.
man.
Like I said,
You too.
I met you back in.
Well, good meeting you again.
Oh
then.
yeah. Hey, welcome to Dos Landis, my special guest, Hornswoggle. How's it going? Not too bad. What you think? Lots about Fort Wayne. I mean, about Smash Fest so far.
Seems like there's gonna be a lot of people here, a lot of guests. Should be a good time.
So tomorrow we're also seeing Heroes and Legends. Are you
Legends
prepared for
tomorrow.
that?
It's always a big show for Jason. Should be a lot of fun.
I look forward to working with you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Scheduled for one fall is for the Heroes and Legends Minis Championship. And the first ever Minis champion. The belt is being brought out by Sean Cappe. First.
Hey, here I am with the best. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Not too bad. You enjoying Smash Fest so far?
I am, definitely, always.
Awesome. Look forward to Indiana. Yeah, I know you've been in Indiana.
Yeah, I've been here a bunch. Always love coming here. Fans are great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell your friends that's watching the show today?
Thank you guys for all the support.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautiful Bobby Eaton, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Oh,
ready to see the fans today?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready for them. Yeah, I'm always on. We just gotta be fucking big.
Are you well? Will, are you well? Are you well?
You're good to go. And then Chelsea's are down there.
Will, be well.
Thank you.
And I'm hunting. Ah, there we go. Nice hat. I have one.
Yep. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. You enjoying Smash Fest so far?
So far, just go, yeah, see how it goes.
Huh?
You remember watching him on TV, don't you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's much better looking usually.
Marseille, I'm fine. I tell you, I'm cool. You already know. When the show starts, you know exactly what it is. What's up, bud? How are you, man?
Enjoying Smash Fest so far?
Yeah, it's been a cool time, man. I'm meeting up with all my friends I haven't seen in a while. I'm working in the States finally, because I typically don't. But yeah, I'm excited. I've seen a lot of people I haven't seen in a while, so yeah, it's been cool.
Photo.
Thanks, bud. This is AJ. This is my buddy, my boss's son, and he's going to be around for Smash Fest. He might sign some autographs, too.
Joey Band, what you got?
Hey, I'm a reporter. How's it going, reporter?
Raven's not here. Okay.
I think that's all I paid in advance.
All right.
you doing today?
We'll swap you for something
Tired.
else.
I'm tired. I'm happy.
Enjoying
What would
it
you
so
like?
far?
Of course, always. Something like this, of course.
all kinds of things, don't you guys?
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's a gimmick.
Hey, welcome to a Dose of Landis. Here I am. What's that going? How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Not too much.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's kind of weird on how I met him. He's actually at the EWF wrestling show in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He's wrestling Dusty, and I was referee. So how have things been since back then? I mean, you know, your career pretty much went through a transition.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It probably dipped a little lower after that, and then probably hit a bottom. Hit a bottom so hard that no choice but to bounce back. And so that's what I've been doing for the past 7 or 8, 9 years now. Living the dream, carrying the message of hope to people that suffer, talking about how there's no obstacles in life. It's not worth overcoming. And the life is all about overcoming those obstacles and turning those obstacles into opportunities. So now I get a chance to come back to wrestling shows, carry that message out. These wrestling shows, I also get the opportunity to talk to kids at schools, high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, all over the country, writing a book, teaching DDP yoga, raising 2 little boys and being married to the most beautiful woman in the world. Hi, Kelly. Beyond that, it's got me busy, man. Things are great.
As a promoter, and if I wanted to book you for your speeches or for your wrestling, how can I get a hold of you?
Just go to ZachGalvin.com, hit the contact button, let me know something.
All right, thanks, Zach, for being on Dose of Landis. Good seeing you again, as always. You want to grab that one? Steve Miller, how's it going?
What's up? Here at Smash Fest, ready to hurt some people. Really? Yeah. I may be too old to get in there, mix it up with John Jones, but these dudes, I'll whoop their asses.
Are you in a battle
Just
royal
you wait.
tonight, too?
What's that?
Are you in a battle royal tonight, too?
Yeah, you're gonna go in the battle royal and smack some people around, slap on some submissions. Crowds always love that. They love seeing people get tapped out. So, and that's all I know how to do.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. Hey, welcome to Dose of Landis. Here I am with Oscar. How's it going?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. You too. You know, it's crazy as a kid watching you, on screen doing rapping with, men on a mission.
As a kid?
Yeah.
You guys make me feel like I'm so old.
Well, I'm 35 now. So.
As a kid, all right, you got it.
I look like a grandpa, like kid.
Yeah, you do.
Well, anyways, how do you feel about here being this? You've been here before.
Yes.
At, Heroes and Legends.
This is probably my 3rd or 4th year here.
So what's your thoughts about it?
My thoughts about it, I think Jason Maples does a hell of a job. This is a hell of a convention, and I love it because to me these things are family reunions. I get to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a year or 2 years or more, and it's always just a good time.
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, question. Because I've watched a video, actually, a friend of mine named Terry, who wished his daughter a happy birthday last year or so. I wonder, could you do a rap about my TV show called A Dose of Landis?
Called what?
A Dose of Landis.
A Dose of Landis?
Yeah, Dose of Landis. Yeah.
A Dose of Landis. Yeah. Listen up, people, listen up close. Of my man Landis, you get a dose. He talks about wrestling and everything, so when it comes to TV, he is the king of all media. He knows how to burn of all media. Forget how it's stern to say it like this, oh, he's the man this, and now you get a dose of Landis.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man.
Like I said, stay tuned for some more exclusive interviews here on A Dose of Landis. Hey, welcome to A Dose of Landis. Aaron McFishy Smithers, how's it going?
Good to see you.
You too. It's like I said, it's kind of ironic. Oh, no problem. It's kind of ironic because a couple years ago I was talking to him on Facebook about having him on the show. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
About having you.
I remember your name. I remember us talking about that.
Doing like a shoot interview type of deal. So, what are you doing here at Heroes and Legends Fan Access?
I'm here, sign autographs for the wrestling fans, and I think I'm competing in the Royal Rumble thing they got,
nice.
Battle Royal tonight. So they end up wrestling. You never know, how it is, no shows, whatever. But I've been on the last 2, probably Portland myself. Busted my lip Friday night.
I was wondering about that.
And then wrestled last night. Dan Severn got out of that unscathed, UFC fighter, and the night before I got with a guy Pogo, and
oh wow,
dropped an elbow, not on my chest, went on my lip.
Oh.
Got me good. Got me good.
I'm really good friends with Dan Severn. I've been covering some of his
good
shows.
guy.
Been interviewing him a lot lately.
He's a beast.
So.
He's a beast.
Oh yeah, very
Amazing.
fast act too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you, Tracy, for being on the Dose of Landis again.
Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, a big show, probably his biggest crowd he's ever had. You know.
Oh yeah.
Looking like it's it's going to do good.
All right, well, stay tuned for some more interviews on the Dose of Landis. This has been Tracy Smothers along with me.
Thanks for having me, guys. Enjoyed it. Nice. Always good to see you and nice to meet you guys.
Well, that's actually my first time meeting you, so actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought we talked.
You know how it is with wrestling sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
We all meet each other.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's...
All right, buddy. That was good.
All right, you too. There's Dustin and Ultimate fans. So, you guys, you guys been here on the Legends before, right?
Every one of them but one.
I've been to 2.
Now, as a fan, because I know you love the wrestling business, and I know you do too. I see it every day. What's the best thing about here at Heroes and Legends Fan Access?
The experience.
That's what I would say.
It's
It's different from any other show. Most of them you go
Tracy?
watch the show
Good to see you, man.
and leave. Here you get interactive with the wrestlers.
Yeah, it's a fan interaction, and I think that's great.
So my question is, you guys been in all of them tonight. What match are you guys looking forward to the most?
Nick Cutler versus Kate Anderson.
She's a Cutler fan.
I'm a huge Cutler
Just the whole card.
I'm excited to referee back again. These guys passed out flyers along with me, man. We hit every.
I didn't just pass out flyers. I posted it all over.
We
Facebook.
did a social media barrage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got it everywhere. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming on the show. You guys have fun. Stay tuned for some more interviews on the Dose of Landis. Welcome to the Dose of Landis. I'm with Kevin Gordon. How's it going?
Going well.
Me and him go, I'll say not way back, but we go back to 2000 something. So you're here at the Heroes and Legends, but you're here to promote Wrestling for Warriors. You gonna be there just as well?
Yeah, oh yeah. May 20th. It's gonna be a big show. A lot of guys on the card. Tommy Dreamer. This goes on. Bram's going to be on it. Yeah, where's the flyer? Let's look at the flyer.
Yeah.
Let's look at the flyer. Here we go. Bram's going to be on it. Nick Aldis, Magnus, ODB, one of my favorites. Officer Rod Street, Tommy Dreamer, Bram, and Sean Davari. It's going to be something else.
Now, are you wrestling that night just as well?
I am. I don't know who I'm wrestling yet, but I'm wrestling. I'm hoping to wrestle Tommy Dreamer in a hardcore match, but we'll see.
Well, you guys do have history. I remember.
We do.
Actually, I remember here at the
Coliseum. Here in Fort Wayne, yeah.
Here at Fort Wayne, actually over the arena. Me and my ex-wife at the time.
Oh.
Ex-wife at the time. We're not gonna go there, but I remember you guys had a six-person, four-person. There's a rematch from WrestleMania 23.
Well, it was the New Breed versus the original.
Yeah.
And it was the 2 days after WrestleMania, and it was kind of the squash factor of the whole whole angle. And luckily, the New Breed went over that night. You know, I got put through a table and a chair, and I put people through tables and chairs, and I still have haunting memories of that.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's kind of crazy on how we're at the Coliseum and talking about Tommy Dreamer and his history. So again, very much Christopher for this as well too. So I'm looking forward to this, being a part of this event, refereeing again, and also coming. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
very good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So May 20th, Grand Wayne Center. I'm going to flood their news feed. Dos Landis Tournament. My special guest this evening,
Anthony Corelli, formerly known as WWE's Santi Numero.
So you're here in Fort Wayne tonight. You got any special message for anybody that wants to come out here tonight to see the event?
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as family entertainment goes, it doesn't get any better, and it's for a wonderful cause. Come on down, you're going to be entertained, we're going to have some fun and make some fantastic memories.
So you're the GM tonight. You have anything cooked up in your head, or you don't want to reveal it to the TV
No,
audience just yet?
I'm very strict when I'm a GM, and I make sure it's right down the middle.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good day.